Ooh, this place looks cool. The Weatherly Hotel. Oh, huh. I guess I'm in the hotel, huh?
Don't know about your runaway robot, and you don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real crimes.
I can hear people talking. Where is the people? Cannot sleep in the bed. Ruined posters. What does that say? Do not... Rocket ship. Open refrigerator. Open footlocker is empty. Oh, your bone saw is not owned by anyone. I could take it if I wanted it, but I don't. Open desk empty. More test tubes, eh? What? Oh, clumsy me! Kick your stuff around. I guess. If you poke it with the cursor, moves it. Cool looking machinery. Hello!
I'm Janice Kaplinski, Chief Botanist. What do you need?
Janice Kaplinski. Didn't you replace what's her name on the Enterprise D for one season? Oh, that was Catherine Pulaski or something like that. I'm looking for my father.
She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse.
Who is she?
You should probably just talk to her about it.
What? No, see, my father is a he, not a she. So long. Uh-oh.
Suit yourself.
Hi.
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him.
It is me.
You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
That's a very good question. What do you mean I know my father came to see you? Oh wait, that's right. She was mentioned in the tapes of the Jefferson Monument. I've heard my father's notes. Where's my father? Tell me now! You tell now! Let's see, what should I hope these are all not restricting dialogue, Pats. God, you know who I am. Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
Oh. Sounds like you're a little bit... not over that. Tell me more about my parents. I seem to be having some kind of weird... I'm not sure if I'm accidentally double-clicking, but it seems like I'm skipping through dialogue options.
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
Everything! I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes. Your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
That's an odd way to talk about, baby. Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
You weren't prepared? My mother is dead!
As I said, I am sorry. I'm afraid I can't go back and change the past.
So then how has anybody been born if everybody dies when they're... That doesn't... I want to ask more questions about that. What do you mean? Why do you have derelict equipment? That doesn't make sense. Because if you were... There's still people being born in the wasteland, right? Why is she the exception? What was my father like?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But
He
it
sure
seems that
ran
he never
away,
really
yeah.
was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
So you've seen him recently. Let's talk about something else.
Okay. What do you want to know?
I think I've exhausted all those dialogue choices. Okay, I'd like to know a bit more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared.
What kind
I
of
returned here to Rivet
complications?
City and established the lab you see before you now.
Tell me about this. Tell me stuff. You're being very uninformative.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
Everything!
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone.
Whoops.
Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated. The plan...
I think I'm...
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Well, do you know how much crap is in that water and everything? So I guess I am kind of accidentally double-clicking. I'm sorry about that.
We had the basic principles down. We understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine. But anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just... too much. Maybe if we'd had more time. Or better equipment.
Well, there's like all kinds of nucleons in the molecules and stuff.
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than
What?
we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us.
Oh yeah,
Once
blame
was
it all
gone,
on me.
Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
Well, jeez. That's kind of a heavy burden to lay on me. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab.
No
It's
shit.
taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to
Hydroponics.
schedule.
Okay.
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
Okay, I have to
Good
go
luck
now.
finding your father.
Yeah, that was kind of helpful, but really kind of not. So...
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No?
Holy
You
cow.
look a bit more weathered.
Speak for
Are
yourself.
you by any chance for hire?
I'm not Oh, you mean right now? What are we doing? You got a problem with the way I look? Huh. Want to fight about it?
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
You kind of sound like the G-Man from Half-Life. How do I know his... Oh, Dr. Zimmer. That's right, I have the magic Pip-Boy that tells me who everybody's name is. Missing property, what kind of property?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot.
Mr. Handshaker?
That's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Okay. Sure they don't wander off on purpose?
Nonsense! This is a machine we're talking about. Can you enslave a generator or a water purifier? Of course not. The same principle applies. But let's get back to your mission. You are to find this missing android. I've tracked him to somewhere here in the Capital Wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like
that sure narrows it down.
And a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
What? So I'm looking for an android who doesn't know he's an android and may look like a person. Are you sure you're not like... You're not Robert Icke or whatever that crazy guy's name is, or David Icke? Am I looking for reptilians in disguise? I'm not sure how it is up north, but around here we get paid for our work. I'll be compensated, please.
Of course. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
I don't have any friends.
Excellent. Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed.
That is... it happened again. I'm like... Something strange with my clicker. I don't know why that's happening. It did know more about what I'm dealing with.
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
Okay. Any suggestions?
Like I said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
Trying to make me go away, huh? Discover what Dr. Preston knows about the android.
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life. Wipe away all memory, all guilt. Trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him. I want him. End of story.
Okay. Why would an android feel guilt?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever.
I've been told that before.
I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side
looking
effects of
for
having
an
such
Uncle
an
Tom
advanced
android,
AI.
eh?
Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights.
Well, I've seen this movie.
So, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
Sure, Dr. Greggy Pants. If others have escaped, why are you coming after this one?
This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. But
Armitage, eh?
A321? It will take years to recreate him. So you see,
You don't look like you
this
have too many years
android
anyway.
Must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable.
Oh, if only Brent Spiner could hear you say that. What is this Commonwealth you're talking about?
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the
hive of scum and villainy.
Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
Your primitive mind can't understand things with molecular structures and such. Alright, whatever.
Of course you do.
That's enough of Dr. Zimmer.
Hey there.
Hey, yourself.
Yeah?
Yeah? What do you know about Zimmer?
He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots.
Up north, like Canada? Gonna get a drink. I don't need it to get drunk right now.
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody
one of
coming
them.
through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
You can go bother her about it.
She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here. Though, that's not saying much.
Did you just insult yourself? Okay. That's enough of that.
Later.
Later, Gator. And who else? Oh, Armitage. You must be a android.
Lay a hand on Dr. Zimmer and I'll snap your neck like a chicken bone.
Well, nice to meet you too.
That's close enough. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Whoa. What are you gonna do about it, huh? Huh? What are you gonna do about it? Huh? 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 I'm not touching you. Jump. Yeah, what other kind of lab stuff is in here? Well, I probably shouldn't steal stuff. Apples are worth $5 in the future, eh? This potato is unclaimed. No, I better not. Not when there's so many scientist guys around. You just kind of wander around wherever you want? Oh, you're playing with your machinery. Alright.
Yes?
Who's this guy?
Please excuse me. There is much work to be done.
Hiya. What do you do around here? You sure don't look like a scientist.
No. I'm only here to help with moving things, lifting heavy equipment. I'm no scientist.
Oh,
I simply help Dr. Lee in whatever way I can.
makes sense. Bye.
What else do
Dr.
you
Lee.
want from me?
Man, you sound like you're kind of a frigid bitch. Let's see. Capital Preservation Society. Door to midship deck. Where did I come in from? I don't think it was this way. Let's see. Let's go over here. Oh. It opens by itself.
Yes?
Oh, cool. Look at that P-51. That's in pretty good shape, actually. I wonder. Ah! I'm sneaking around on your Mustang. Look at me. Do not touch the artifacts. Wow, I am... look at me. I'm literally Luke Skywalker now. Who needs the ground? Personally, I prefer the air. Whee! Hello. Pickpocket Abraham Washington. What kind of name is Abraham Washington?
Isn't it? Well,
Jeez,
don't be
man.
shy. Have a look around.
You're
Abraham
wrinkly as all hell.
Washington's the name. curator of this little slice of American history.
That's the dumbest name I've ever heard. Looking for some giggling. Interesting collection of garbage.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see.
Sure,
Each
why
of the
not?
documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection.
What's that? Who cares? What's missing is my ability to stay awake in a snoratorium. Man, that's like a Bart Simpson word.
In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document drafted by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself.
I've heard about that.
It was the day the United States of America earned its name and secured its place in history. This magnificent achievement took form in the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, it's pretty famous. All you have to do is ask.
Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here.
I'd love to be a part of history and bring you the Declaration.
Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives.
No, I was just gonna ask Nicolas Cage where it was. What do you mean stealing independence? It's not like anybody's gonna go to the National Archives now. Well, I've looked around a bit.
Oh? And have you come to any conclusions?
Yes.
Ah.
Okay.
Each of... Unfortunate.
Yes. Alright.
This magnet-
Kind of loop myself in here.
Oh, would you? It would...
Okay. What can you tell me about the Declaration of Independence?
Please ask them. After all, knowledge is power.
Where'd you get it? I don't like secrets.
Certain information came to light. I paid a fortune in
failed.
cash to obtain it.
The
There really
64%
isn't
two
much
hit?
more to it.
Whatever. What does the Declaration of Independence look like? What the hell do you think it looks like?
A piece of what was called parchment, sort of a thick paper, has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully.
I should be able to. What's the history behind the document? Oh, man, am I that uneducated? Okay, American history lessons.
On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After a ceremony which ended with Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War.
I'm glad I clicked on that.
Certainly.
Okay. Show me how to look at the National Archives on my map.
In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway.
They don't call it the ruins for
buildings
nothing.
contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants.
Yeah,
Here,
well, I've got a
let me
minigun.
pinpoint its location for you.
Cool, map marker added. I have to
I
go
hope
now.
next time I see you, the Declaration will be in hand.
Delivered personally by Paul Revere. The history ain't what it used to be in the future. Take bottle cap mine, eh? Okay. I don't know how to make weapons. Fine. Don't know why that was allowed to be stealed. No, I probably shouldn't steal stuff from the Museum of... Is that a doghouse? This is a random collection of crap, isn't it? Oops. Jump over your tables.
Hello,
Wow. Really?
Coming to you loud and proud.
You guys must really hate the frickin' radio. Fine. I have a minigun.
This one just might beat them all.
Okay, that was stupid. Oh, look what you did to the radio, man.
Have been battling.
It's dumb. Are you serious? Turning on the radio sets off security. Of course it does. That totally makes sense. What is that radio plugged into, anyway?
Well, I hope they do something. Remember that child that fell off the deck last year?
Yeah, that was bad. I'm sure they'll do something about it.
Fell off the deck? That sounds bad.
I'm on duty. Make it quick.
How you doing? Is Polly really addicted to chems?
Oh yeah, he's a mess. I'm glad I'm not in Cindy's shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, see you.
Bye. Activate computer console. I wonder if this is going to be funny or not. The Constitution of the United States was drafted in 1786 and adopted a year later by the Constitutional Convention of Philly. Philly, eh? This document defines the organization of the U.S. government and sets forth the rules and regulations known as articles. In addition, there are modifications made to the articles by ruling presidents during their reigns known as amendments. The Society owns the only known copy of the document to exist, which was retrieved from the ruins of the National Archives in 2256. Do you have a copy of the Constitution, eh? Emancipation Proclamation was a document issued by the breathtakingly charismatic President Abraham Lincoln in 1862. Wouldn't have anything to do with you being named after him, huh? This executive order was the beginning of the end of slavery in the United States. Although it was issued during the Civil War, making it a war measure, it paved the way for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, which completely abolished slavery once and for all, even into the wasteland. Gettysburg Address. Oops. Gettysburg Address does not work. There we go. The Capital Preservation Society is proud to have in its possession a copy of one of the most iconic and prolific speeches in United States history. This speech, given by the astonishingly intelligent Abraham Lincoln on Thursday, November 19, 1863, laid the groundwork for what would later become the basis of democracy in the United States and set the standards for a country with a government by the people for the people. Yeah, that's not exactly. No. Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine was presented in 1823 by the average and unremarkable President James Monroe. Don't tell him that, he'll hit you with his cane. The document warns the European powers of the time not to interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere, citing the examples of colonization and puppet governments as possible intolerances, and look how that worked out. This declaration of war on Germany. Part of our collection is a copy of the formal declaration of war made on Germany during World War II on December 11, 1941 by the government and endorsed by the President Franklin D. Roosevelt. While the document doesn't evoke the brilliance of other masterworks like the Emancipation Proclamation, it still served as a reminder to the world that the United States wasn't empowered to be trifled with. Okay, here's the declaration of war on China. Although it is uncertain when the declaration of war on China was made, some say 2066 when they invaded Alaska, others say 2067 when the first armored suits were deployed to counter their forces. It is the last known document of note authored by the United States government before the bombs fell. Had the declaration had the tenacity and might of a stronger president behind it, say Abraham Lincoln, who's to say what the outcome of these tremulous years would have been? This guy is really obsessed with Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to turn the computer off now. I want to see, where is your vending machine, eh? Free Nuka-Colas. It is a doghouse. Oh, it's a doghouse with a shiny roof. You see inside? Hello, doggy. Where is your copy of the Declaration of Whatnots? I don't see it. I see a chessboard. I see a clock. Baseball glove? Eye chart. HSN.
Welcome to the Capital Preservation Society.
Oh. It doesn't seem to spell anything hilarious. I'm kind of disappointed by that. Oh, a big cloud of dust just flew up in my face. Oh, hi! Hello. What's over here? Is this more of your stuff? Oh, this must be your room. Hi. Don't want to open the refrigerator. Small ruined books. Ashtrays. Books have not seen good days. Ooh. Is that a medikit? I should crouch and sneak and steal your stimpak. Railway spikes. What the hell kind of ammunition is that? Missiles. Sure.
Thief!
Oh. How did you find me? You used the power of Abraham Lincoln. Alright. Sorry. I'll stop stealing your stuff now. Oh, this must be the... It's all grainy and I can't make it out. We the people... Wait a second. What do you mean, we the people? That is the Declaration of Independence. Well, why the hell am I looking for it if it's right here? I found it. Whoops, that's a gun. That was... okay. That's enough of this place. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Also, check out my other recent videos. And if you'd like, you can pledge to sponsor me at patreon.com/L1011widebody.